This is Luis Caleo from Red Devil Vortex, and you're watching Be Cool or Be Podcast Out.
What's up, guys? Al Horta here. Be Cool, Be Podcast Out. I'm back. Happy New Year to everybody. And I haven't done a video in a long time by myself. I vowed that this new year I'll be doing a lot more videos now and stuff. I do a lot of videos over on Black Spinner Circle, the other channel that I share with my co-host Andy Rodriguez, and most of the live videos are over there. But this year I'm going to be doing a lot more content on this channel as well, so hopefully you guys join me for the ride. This is going to be an in the bin segment, which is I started this way back when I started the channel. It was bargains that I would find in record stores. Now that I live down here in Florida, I've been here over 2 years now. I moved down here in September 2023. There's tons of thrift shops down here. So I go and I find like gems. I mean, I'm gonna be showing you what I got probably in the last 2 weeks alone. Okay, and forget about this whole past year. I've picked up a lot of great stuff, but I'm not gonna show all of it. It'll take up probably like 2 hours. So I want to keep this short and concise, about 15 minutes or whatever, go through the stuff that I've found. And here we go. So there's a lot of thrift shops down here. Every time I go there, the different ones, I always hunt the music section first. There's either vinyl, CDs, and a lot of it's junk. You know, usually in thrift shops you find a lot of just regular, a lot of junky crap, but sometimes you dig through and you have time, you get a real good one. You get a gem, you know, something that you may not have, or something, you know, maybe I had it on vinyl, I didn't have it on CD, or vice versa. So anyway, a couple of things. So I already had this on CD, but Joe Satriani, Surfer with the Allen. So I saw this for $1, so I picked it up again. I might gift it to like a friend of mine, or trade it with somebody or whatever. But I already had this. But the reason why I grabbed it is I don't think they can use the Silver Surfer cover anymore. So I think whenever he reissues this album now, it's going to be different. Because I know he reissued it on vinyl Record Store Day a few years ago, and it was a completely different vinyl. Because I don't think he can use the Silver Surfer anymore because of some sort of contractual thing or something, or rights or whatever to use it. So anyway, I grabbed this again. So I already had this on CD for the longest time, probably since I was in high school, you know, in the 80s. So. But a great album. Joe Satriani, to me, this is like his best one. I love this one, and Flying in a Blue Dream, the follow-up to this. So that's that. I'm not a huge Bruce Springsteen fan, but I found Devils and Dust. Oops, sorry about that. The only reason I picked this up is because it's there was a format years ago called dual disc. So it was double-sided. Well, so one side would be a CD, the other side would be a DVD. See how it's like that, and then it's like that. Well, the DVD side has a high resolution surround sound version of the album, and I'm very big on surround sound music. I have a nice setup for it, and I love listening. It's like listening to albums familiar albums that you've heard a million times. When you hear them in surround, it's like hearing them for the first time again. It's kind of a new excitement, and sometimes mixes work, sometimes they don't. But you know, I don't know about how Bruce Springsteen work. I haven't listened to this yet, but again, I just picked this up. It was only $1 or $2, so most of these were either like $1, $2. Sometimes it would push $3 the most, but it wouldn't really be going over that. So, Social Distortion, self-titled. I believe this is their first album, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see what year this came out. 1990. That may not be their first album, actually. I think they were around in the 80s as well. I don't know a lot about Social Distortion, but I'm into some punk. So and Social D I think is a great punk band, very tuneful. You know, and I've seen them once open up for Pearl Jam. When Pearl Jam closed down the Spectrum in Philly, they did a run of shows there, and now they opened up for Pearl Jam there. So Social D, first self-titled album actually. This is a kind of a compilation. I picked up The Power of Rock. It's got, you know, anything from ZZ Top to Free to Fleetwood Mac, Foreigner, The Cars, Rush, Guess Who, you know, just a regular pretty much, the Rush song is Tom Sawyer, but you know how much of a Rush fanatic I am. If anything it's attached to Rush, I gotta get it. But for $1, why not? You know. Oh, this is cool. Triumph Progressions of Power. I got tickets to see Triumph this year down here in Florida in Tampa, and I'm excited. I only had this on vinyl. I never had it on CD. So when I found a CD for like $2, I'm like, it's a no-brainer. I love Triumph, so I didn't have this one on disc though. So I only had it on vinyl, so I had to have that one. Emerson, Lake and Palmer Works. Sometimes it's hard to get the stupid price stickers off on these thrift stores. I have to go over it with like a hair dryer on hot and try to get it off. But anyway, Emerson, Lake and Palmer Works. This is where each band member has a side of the album, and then there's an Emerson, Lake and Palmer side. So it was a double album. I know this. This is 2 disc set actually. So I didn't have this on CD. So a lot of things I had on Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I had the Return of the Manicore box set, and for the longest time I didn't have like their separate albums, but I had it now. So anyway, this is Emerson, Lake and Palmer Works. Let's see here. I'm not a huge fan of Grateful Dead, but I saw this Jerry Garcia triple CD here. It's Jerry Garcia Band, Broadway Act 1, October 28th, 1987. 3 disc set, again for $2, and it's pretty much mint condition, so I picked it up, The Smithereens, one of my favorite bands, being from New Jersey. They were a staple in New Jersey. So this is Blown to Smithereens, which is the best of. I already have this as well, but I like to pick it up if it's cheap, and I like to gift it to a friend and introduce them to Smithereens, because they're a great band, underrated in my opinion, and more people need to hear how great this band was. We lost Pat Denizio a few years ago, but the band still goes on with like some guest vocalists. So if they come around your area, just check them out. They mostly play up in the New Jersey area for the most part, maybe New York, but I don't think they venture too much out of there. But hopefully one day they'll come down to Florida. I can see them again. The Doobie Brothers. This is like an EP, and I think this came out in 2021. It's just 4 songs, but it's still sealed actually too. So I saw it for like $2, so I grabbed that. Zappa, I didn't have this one. Thingfish, which is a 3 disc set, I believe. 2 discs actually. Sorry, 2 discs. So I didn't have this one. Thingfish. I think this one was late 84. I'm sorry, 1984. So it's one of his 80s albums. Zappa's discography is so immense. Like, I don't have everything, but when I see something in a thrift store and it's cheap, I pick it up. If I don't have it, and I did, and this next one I did have, but again, it's my favorite album by Zappa, and for $1 or $2, I had to pick it up again. Again, like I get these doubles. Sometimes I gift them to friends. Somebody that never maybe heard Zappa. This is the one I recommend usually for them to start at. This one, Overnight Sensation. Usually are the one. Those are the 2 that I discovered first. So yeah, Apostrophe is a must-have if you're gonna delve into Zappa. This is cool. The Fugs. The Fugs was a '60s experimental garage band. A friend of mine, Steve, kind of introduced me to them. He's like, check them out, man. I mean, they're, if you like Zappa, even more quirky and more just, it's like them doing music and like just these crazy, insane lyrics, and they're insane. So like I said, in the '60s, nobody was probably hearing things like this. I mean, it was probably like going to a poetry reading with music or something over, and just insane lyrics. And anyway, the Fugs, Fugs. This is their first album, and it's got additional studio material. I think it's just like a remaster or something of their first album. So the Fugs' first album. I've had this on vinyl for years, but I saw it on CD. Humble Pie, Rockin' the Fillmore, Essential Live album. You gotta have it. I think a few years ago they came out with a box set with all the nights, the 3 consecutive nights they played at Fillmore with all the sets. Because back then bands used to do early sets, matinee set and an evening set. So I think they included all 6 sets, I believe, from the 3 nights. So, but this is the regular live album. I mean, this should be in everybody's collection. It's one of the greatest live albums of all time. Talking Heads, Little Creatures. This is I think this came out in '85, and She was like the big hit on here. What else was on here? I think that's the biggest hit that was on here. I believe this is one of the last albums they did before they broke up, because I think this was 1985. And but yeah, I like some Talking Heads. I like, once in a while I'm in the mood for them. Very artsy. You know, they came out of the CBGB scene, but they kind of became kind of like this kind of own kind of artsy kind of thing. Outlaws, Hurry Sundown. I think this is their 3rd album. So Outlaws is a staple live down here in Florida. I mean, they're always playing live down here. So I saw this. It was, again, I don't have a lot of Outlaws. I don't even think I had any on CD. I think I have a couple on vinyl. That's it. But I picked that up. So I have this on vinyl, but I didn't have it on CD. Nothing But the Blues by Johnny Winter. Cool album. I grew up I heard this album. This is probably the first Johnny Winter album I heard when I was young, because I inherited this vinyl collection, and this was one of the albums that was in there. So I remember this album very well. And I saw it on CD, and I'm like, let me pick it up and have a digital version of it. Steve Ray Vaughan, Couldn't Stand the Weather. This is the remastered version. It has bonus tracks, and I had the original version, so I figured I'd pick this one up to get the bonus tracks. And sometimes, I don't know how it sounds remastered. Sometimes remastering doesn't sound better than the original. I'll just go there right now, so we'll see. Tommy Bolin. This is the Ultimate. Now, this is supposed to be a 2-disc set. This is only disc 1. I only found disc 1. But again, it was only $2, so I don't have a lot of Tommy Bolin in here. Hopefully one day maybe I'll scour eBay. Maybe somebody's selling just the second part of this for a couple bucks, so I can complete the collection. But I figured I'd just pick it up. Yeah, this came out a long time ago. I remember, I don't know if it was, I think it might have been late 80s, 89 or something. Tommy Bolin, the Ultimate collection. And it's got Quadrant 4 on here, which is a great song. Anyway, that's that. The Kinks Ultimate Collection. The case is all cracked there, but this is a 2-disc set. Covers pretty much their whole career. And I think it came out in 2002 here. Yeah, 2002. I think this is a UK thing that came out. I love the Kinks. So I'm more of a Kinks guy, the late 70s kind of arena rock Kinks. I mean, I certainly know You Really Got Me and All Day and All the Night. There's some of the early stuff, but never really delved into a lot of those albums. So maybe I'll change that, going forward. Curtis Mayfield. Hey, Amara. My cat Amara. Curtis Mayfield. This is a 3-disc set. Now, I didn't have any Curtis Mayfield, but I mean, Superfly is what he's best known for. But hey, for $2, I had to pick this up, man. 3-disc set. And, I mean, it probably pretty much has everything I'd ever need by Curtis Mayfield. So, Muddy and the Wolf, which is it's Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf, and they collaborate with Eric Clapton, Steve Winwood, Bill Wyman, Donald Duck Dunn, Paul Butterfield. A lot of collaboration on here. It's like kind of half of the album is Muddy Waters stuff, half of the album is Howlin' Wolf. So sometimes I dig going back into the real old blues stuff, which is where a lot of the stuff that we love came out of. So REO Speedwagon, this is kind of a decade of rock and roll, 1970 to 1980. So it's a 2-disc 2-disc set. As you can see, the disc is actually, the booklet is water damaged, and some of that came out on the disc. So I'm gonna have to do a little work and remove this stuff from the disc, but the other side is flawless anyway, so it'll play regardless. But I don't really have a lot of early REO stuff. So this covers their first decade, 70 to 80, which is pretty much the prime REO anyway. Gary Richrath, great guitar player. Here's another Howlin' Wolf thing. This is cool because I used to collect some of these old these original master recordings by Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab. I found this in a bargain bin for like $3, $2. Actually, still has the price tag on there. 2018 cents. And this is one of those gold discs. When you open it, it's got the lift lock case. It's one of those audiophile releases. I used to pick up some of these Mobile Fidelity, and for $3, that's a no-brainer. Because if you go on eBay and a lot of these older pressings of, you know, the Mobile Fidelity, they go for like 50, 60, sometimes $100, $200, depending on the artist and the album. So, yeah, that's a great pickup. So, I had to have that one. And of course, the classic UFO Strangers in the Night. I have this on vinyl, but this is the expanded edition. I added 2 more songs to it. It came out, I think, in 98 or 99, this version. So, yeah, come on. You got to have this. Michael Schenker, classic. If you're going to have one UFO album, this is the one to have. So, Amara's going to knock my CDs over. And vinyl, I got a couple vinyls. Traffic, The Low Spark of High Heel Boys. I don't have a lot of Traffic, but Steve Winwood, great artist, and some of the Traffic stuff's really good. I dig some of it, so I had to pick this up on vinyl. Here's something that's kind of interesting. I saw this a band called Balance. So when I looked on the back, it's Pepe Castro and Bob Kulick. It's a trio. It came out in '81. So never heard this, but if it was Bob Kulick involved in it, you know, he was obviously everybody knows him from the Kiss world, but and he's Bruce Kulick's brother, who sadly passed. Bob passed away a few years ago, but yeah, I saw this for $1.50 or something like that. So yeah, had to pick this up. So grab that one. Never heard it. Haven't heard it yet. Deep Purple, Bad Attitude, 12-inch single from the House of Blue Light. Again, it was only like $2, so mint condition. Doesn't even look like anybody really played it. Anyway, and this is when I found this in a bargain bin, honestly, I almost crapped my pants, man. I almost shit my pants. I've been looking for this album for years. I don't know why. And I didn't want to pay a crazy price because it does go for a lot of money usually, because it's never been reissued, and it just actually celebrated 40 years yesterday. Hearing Aid, with the song Stars, and obviously Rodney James Dio and a whole cast of great players from the '80s. Come on, Tommy Aldridge, Carmine Appice, Vinny Appice, Jimmy Bain, Frankie Banali, Don Dokken, the guitar players, Yngwie, Brad Gillis, George Lynch, just everybody. Anybody that was a guitar slinger in the '80s, like, pretty much was on this album. So, and it was in mint condition. I mean, honestly, this album looks like it maybe was played twice, and it's a demo one, so it's a promotional one. It's got the gold stamp promo stick stamp there, actually. So it says demonstration, not for sale. So, and for $2, I couldn't even believe my eyes, because this thing goes for some money. So, and that's it for now. I mean, I showed plenty, and check it out in the bin. I'm going to try to have this like every week, maybe every 2 weeks. Whenever I go to the thrift store and I get pickups, I'll share them with you guys, and hopefully you're along with the ride for me. And I'm going to be putting more content on the channel. So I appreciate you watching, and cheers, and see you next time. All right, I have a little button here that usually turns it off. I'm not editing anything. But anyway, everybody have a Happy New Year. Hopefully the video will end now. Cheers. See, it's not ending. I don't know why. Let's see here. Maybe the battery died in this thing. Later, guys.